All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're diving into something, well, something that every cat owner, I think, thinks about.
Yeah.
Cat health issues.
Mm-hmm.
We're going beyond, the surface level stuff. We want to
Yeah.
equip you guys with the tools and the knowledge
Mm-hmm.
to be really proactive about
Absolutely.
your cat's health.
Yeah.
And to help us with this, we are using excerpts from common cat health issues.
Excellence.
Yeah, excellent source. And I think one of the things
I'm
that
excited to see what they have to say.
me too. And, for me, when I first got my cat, I was just like, oh, we'll just take her to the vet if she's like really sick.
Right.
But I've learned so much since then about how,
It's so important to be proactive.
being proactive is so important
Yeah.
for your cat's health. And, sometimes there are little things that
I'm
you
not
might not
speaking-
even think about that can make a really big difference.
Totally. So many things, little subtle things, can make a world of difference for your cat's well-being.
Yeah. So prevention is obviously like the big thing here.
Mm.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's really the cornerstone of everything, isn't it? I mean, it's so much easier and so much more effective to prevent these problems before
Sure.
they even start rather than trying to play catch-up later on.
Yeah, because cats are notorious for hiding their pain.
Oh, they are masters at it. Like ninjas.
Yeah, so like if you're waiting till your cat's showing symptoms, it might be too late.
Exactly, exactly. And, you want to catch things early on. You don't want it to get to the point where it becomes a much bigger issue and more expensive to treat, of course.
Right. Yeah.
And, just more stressful for everybody involved.
Yeah,
So, yeah, prevention is key.
and it's more humane.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So let's jump into some specific common health issues.
Yeah, let's do it.
And I want to start with dental health because I
Oh.
think this is one that as a cat owner, I was like, really? Do I really need to brush my cat's teeth?
Right.
You know?
It sounds a little fussy, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's important to understand, and what the source points out too, is that dental disease in cats, it's not just about bad breath.
Right.
It's actually a really serious issue. It can lead to, painful infections in the gums, in the teeth. And those infections can actually spread to other parts of the body,
Oh, wow.
like the heart, the kidneys.
I had no idea it was that serious.
Yeah, so it's really not something to be taken lightly.
Wow. Okay, so what are some things that cat owners can do
That's too
to prevent that?
Ideally, brushing your cat's teeth is the best thing you can do.
And how often should we be doing that?
Now, even if you can just manage it a few times a week, that's a great start. You don't necessarily have to do it every single day,
Okay.
but any little bit helps.
And are there special, cat toothbrushes?
Oh, yeah. You can find them at pet stores, online. They're usually like a little finger brush that fits over your finger and has soft bristles. So it makes it a little bit easier to maneuver around in your cat's mouth. There's also special toothpaste for cats.
Right. You can't use human toothpaste.
Definitely not. Human toothpaste often contains xylitol, which is actually toxic to cats.
Oh, wow.
So make sure you get a toothpaste that's specifically formulated for cats. It'll usually have like a poultry flavor or something that's appealing to them.
Okay, so brushing is important, but are there other things? Like I said, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to brush my cat's teeth every day.
And that's okay. There are other options too. There are, for example, dental chews that you can give your cat. They're designed to kind of scrape away plaque and tartar as they chew on them.
Okay.
There are also special dental diets that are formulated with kibble that has a texture that kind of helps clean the teeth as they eat it.
Oh, interesting.
And there are even water additives that you can put in your cat's water bowl that help to reduce plaque and bacteria.
Wow, there's a lot out there.
There's a lot of options.
Yeah.
And then, of course, regular veterinary dental cleanings are crucial.
Okay, so that's something we should talk to our vet about.
Absolutely. How often your cat needs a cleaning will depend on their individual needs. Some cats might need it once a year, some might need it more often.
Oh, yeah.
But it's definitely something to discuss with your vet.
Dental care. Check.
Check.
All right, let's move on to another common issue that I know a lot of cat owners worry about, and that is urinary tract issues.
Yeah, those can be really scary.
Yeah. My cat actually had a scare with crystals a while back. And
No,
it was terrifying. So I'm really curious to hear, like,
yeah, I can
what are
imagine.
the things that we can do to prevent those?
Well, one of the most important things, and this is something that this common cat health issues really stresses, is making sure your cat is drinking enough water
Right.
because that helps to dilute their urine and helps to flush out any potential crystals or bacteria that could cause problems.
But how do you get a cat to drink more water?
Right. They're not always the best at self-hydrating.
No, no, my cat would rather drink out of, like, a dirty puddle.
Yeah, they have their preferences, don't they? One thing that a lot of people find helpful is getting a cat fountain.
Oh, yeah.
Have you tried that?
We do have a fountain. She loves it. She loves running water.
Yes, a lot of cats do. They just prefer that moving water. It seems to be
Yeah.
more appealing to them.
It's like fresher or something, they think.
Exactly. It's like a little babbling brook for them.
Yeah. So fountains are great. Are there other things? Because I know that there's also some talk about litter.
Yes, the type of litter you use can actually make a big difference.
Really?
Yes, some litters can be irritating to a cat's urethra, which is the tube that carries urine from the bladder out of the body,
Oh.
especially those litters that have strong scents or a lot of dust.
Okay.
So switching to a hypoallergenic low dust litter can sometimes make a big difference.
So unscented.
Unscented, low dust. Think about it. If you had to use a bathroom that was constantly dusty and had a strong perfume, you probably wouldn't be too happy either.
Right, right. It's about keeping things clean.
Exactly. Keep those litter boxes clean, scoop them daily, wash them regularly.
And how many litter boxes should you have per cat?
That's a good question. The general rule of thumb is 1 litter box per cat plus 1 extra.
Okay.
So if you have 2 cats, you should ideally have 3 litter boxes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it gives them options and helps to prevent any territorial issues or, accidents outside the litter box.
Right. All right, so we've talked about dental health. We've talked about urinary tract issues.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to another very common issue,
Okay.
and that is digestive issues.
Oh, yeah. Every cat owner's dealt with this.
Yeah. My cat can be kind of a picky eater, and anytime I try to switch his food, even if it's, supposedly like a better quality food,
Yeah.
his stomach gets upset.
Yeah, that's so common.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that? What can we do about it?
Well, it's important to understand that cats have sensitive digestive systems. They're just not really built for a lot of dietary change.
Right.
So if you do need to switch your cat's food, you can't just do it abruptly.
Oh.
You have to do it gradually. And the best way to do that is to mix a little bit of the new food in with the old food. Start with a small amount and then gradually increase the ratio of new food to old food over a week or 2.
So slowly transition them.
Exactly. You want to give their system time to adjust.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and this source also mentions the importance of feeding your cat a high-quality food.
Okay, but how do you know what's high quality? Like, you go to the pet store, there's a million different options.
I know it can be so overwhelming, and there's definitely a lot of marketing hype out there.
Right.
But some things to look for. First of all, look at the ingredient list. The first ingredient should be a named meat source,
Okay.
like chicken, salmon, turkey, not meat byproducts or meat meal.
Okay, so like actual meat.
Real whole meat.
Mhm.
And then you also want to avoid fillers like corn and wheat,
Okay.
because those are just empty calories. They don't really provide any nutritional value for your cat.
So real meat, no fillers.
Right. And then you also want to make sure that the food has a good balance of protein, fat, and essential nutrients like taurine.
Taurine.
Yes, taurine is an amino acid that's crucial for a cat's heart health.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they can't produce it on their own, so they need to get it from their diet.
Okay, so real ingredients, check for taurine.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, I have a question that's been kind of like bugging me. How can you even tell if your cat is sick?
It's a good question, and it's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because like we said, cats are very good at hiding pain.
Yeah.
So you really have to be a detective. You have to know your cat's normal behavior.
Okay.
So, how much do they normally eat? How often do they use the litter box? What's their energy level like?
Right.
And then you have to pay attention to any changes in those patterns.
Yeah. So like if my cat usually greets me at the door when I come home from work
Mhm.
and then suddenly she's hiding under the bed, that's a sign that something might be wrong.
It could be. It doesn't necessarily mean that she's sick, but it's a sign that something is different,
Okay.
and it's worth investigating.
Are there other behavioral changes that we should be looking out for?
Yeah, definitely. So changes in grooming habits can be a sign.
Oh.
A cat who stops grooming themselves might be in pain,
Oh.
or they might be having some other issue that's preventing them from grooming. Also, changes in vocalization.
Okay.
like excessive meowing or unusual growling or hissing.
It's like learning a whole new language.
It really is. It's about learning to understand what your cat is trying to tell you.
Yeah.
And then, of course, regular vet checkups are so important
Right.
because your vet can often spot subtle signs that you might miss.
Okay.
And they can catch potential problems early on before they become more serious.
Right. And I think that's a really important point that, finding a vet that you trust, who really listens to your concerns, is so important.
Absolutely. It's a partnership. You're not alone in this.
Right.
You have your vet to help you along the way.
And they're the experts.
Yeah, they are. They've got the knowledge and the experience to help you keep your cat healthy.
All right. So to wrap things up, I think the biggest takeaway for me, and hopefully for you guys listening, is that
Yeah.
we, as informed cat owners, we play a huge role
A vital role.
in our cats' health and happiness.
Absolutely.
It's not just about, taking them to the vet when they're sick. It's about being proactive
Yeah, it's about creating a healthy lifestyle for them.
and knowing, what to look out for
Mm-hmm.
and taking steps to prevent problems before they even start.
And knowing that you're doing everything you can to give your furry friend the best possible life.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no better feeling than that.
No, there really isn't. So now that you know more about these common issues, what's one small change that you can implement today to help your cat thrive?
Yeah, think about it. What's one thing?
Maybe it's switching to a low-dust litter. Maybe it's trying a dental chew. Maybe it's just spending a few extra minutes each day, observing your cat's behavior.
Just being more mindful.
Yeah, just being more mindful, because even small changes can make a really big difference.
Absolutely, they can.
All right, that's it for this week's Deep Dive. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.